I know too, this has been a hot topic for, it always is, but specifically, post pandemic, the economy. And I mean, I see different headlines every day. We're in a recession. We're not in a recession. We were actually in a recession, but now we're coming out of a recession. And I'm in Florida, so like the real estate here is crazy because 900 people move here a day. There's, we don't have enough houses in the state. At least that's what I'm reading. And so it's kind of the reason why I bring that up is it's a lot different everywhere. It's kind of made markets very, very different versus everybody kind of seeing the same trend. So we'll see practice A putting up the biggest numbers, hitting goals, and practice B is like way behind last year's numbers.
Yeah.
What are you seeing and what's the landscape look like specifically for startups?
Yeah. So you've hit a couple things on the head. So we're a national firm. We can do startups in all 50 states and Canada as well. We probably get 70 to 80% of our business out of Texas just because I live here. It's my home base. And so based on that, one, the interest rate across the board is going to be the same no matter where you're at for the loan. So if you're going with one of the main dental specific lenders like a Bank of America, it's going to be, your rates could be less than 0.25% different from the next guy down the road, some small variances. But if you go with a Provide or a Huntington or things like that, your rates might be a little bit higher. There's different things. So those are one thing I'm seeing out there. What I'm seeing for his overall side of it, besides interest rate being a little higher, construction dollars are higher now too, compared to 2018, 2019. Just the inventory and supply chain got more expensive and things came along the way. So the dollar cost to do a project now is on average between $700,000 to $750,000, and that depends on where you're going in the country. It could be a little higher, a little less. So that's something to factor in there. So, for example, Bank of America or a Provide or Wells Fargo will give a specialist, an orthodontist, $750,000 to do their project. That dollar goes a lot farther in Florida and Texas than it does California or New York City, right? And just because the construction dollars will be different, they'll be a lot more expensive in California and New York City than they are in Florida and Texas for us from there. So just understanding as we go through the budget and know the limitations that we have with those dollar amounts that we're working with, to also understand that, hey, at the end of the day, if you want to be successful, have patients coming in the door, this is a giant pie that we segment out that there's still key categories that have to be met and to make that happen. And again, I'll go back to it is I won't work with a client that doesn't market their practice, right? I've had clients who are like, no, we're just going to quote unquote hang a shingle. I'm not worried about it. I got a lot of friends and family they'll be referring. I've been in the community for a while. Hey, that's great. I wish you the best of luck. But I give a guarantee to our consulting contracts that they'll produce a certain dollar amount. And I know if they don't market the right way in a certain way, it doesn't happen. And I have to back away from those projects. So if they don't have that needed amount, for me, they have to spend at least $50,000 over the course of 12 months to really get the impact they need to be the success that they want.